Hi everyone, welcome back. I am Lou of Louge's Angelic Connections, and this is the new moon in Gemini reading. Now, the new moon in Gemini is happening on Friday the 22nd of May. Here in the UK, it is at its peak at 18:38, so that is 6:38 p.m. here in the UK. So I've just had a dig into the new moon and Gemini, and what I'm feeling with this, I've already been having messages regarding what I'm feeling. It's very much about connecting with friends, about friendship, because the sign of Gemini is the twins, and it's all about relationships, it's all about friendship, it's about communications, all that side of things. And I'm feeling that this is a time where we are going to be starting to call in our soulmates. We're going to be calling in our soul tribe. We are going to be finding those people that actually resonate with us, that we will be building good relationships with. These are the people that are going to be moving forward with us. We are at this stage of new coming in, and this time with this new moon, I am very much feeling it is about friendships and relationships. And obviously the Gemini sign is the twins, so it could be even twin flames are connecting, etc. So if you follow astrology, you may be aware that Venus is in retrograde, which is the planet of love, of relationships. And it is very much said that during the time of Venus retrograde, do not get involved with people, because it could be that there's some deceit, etc. There's something that they're hiding. It could be along the lines of that they're separated from their partner, and it turns out they're not actually separated from their partner, etc. Now, with myself, I'm not one for following the retrograde rules, because I do feel that you can work with the energies rather than sort of like just go into retrograde thinking, oh no, this is all going to go wrong and this is going to happen and that's going to happen. I'm not saying those things will definitely not happen, but just err on the caution of being overly cautious, because at the end of the day, Venus retrograde is actually only for 40 days. It started last week, and Venus goes direct on the 25th of June. If we take into consideration the shadow period, etc., that only takes us to sort of like the mid of July. Now, if you are thinking about building a relationship with someone, that is literally 6, 7, 8 weeks at the most. Call me old-fashioned, but do you really want to be jumping into something and thinking like this is it from day one? Or is 8 weeks a reasonable amount of period to actually get to know someone? So it's not saying that you can't get to know someone, because yes, by the end of the 8 weeks, you may find out that yes, they are actually married and they're not getting separated, etc. But I'm just feeling with this retrograde being here at the time of this new moon, which is bringing in the friendships, it's just telling you to take it slow. Don't rush. Don't go into this sort of like engaged in 2 weeks and married in 3 sort of thing. It's time to just take it slow, relax, chill. There's a lot of places we're still in this isolation period. We can't connect properly anyway, so just take this time to chill. If you are going more on the cautious side and not even start talking to people during this time, then just start thinking about what it is you actually want. Your intentions this new moon should be, you would like this from a friend, this from a relationship, this from whatever you are wanting, okay? Take this time to put your desires out there, to let the divine know what it is that you are seeking. Be clear about it, okay? Make your demands known as well. You don't have to demand something from a friend, actually say to them face to the face, right, I expect you to do this, this and this. But in your mind, it's about building your boundaries and saying, do you know what? I demand respect. I demand honesty. Whatever is important to you. But this new moon is very much about bringing in those that you are going to be having the closest relationships with for the next however long, okay, for however long they're meant to be in your life. But let's just start bringing it all together. There's a lot of us that have been out here that have been sort of like going it alone. It's time to find people, find your tribe, call them in, and get back to a bit of community. Okay, so I'm going to just pause now while I sort out my cards, and then I'll be with you with the reading. Okay. Okay, so let's get into this reading. I have a massive deck of cards here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 decks, which I'm going to be using tonight. To bring in the energies of this new moon in Gemini, what do we need to know? So I am going to place my hands on the top of all of these, and I'm going to ask my angels, guides and keepers of light, please guide me at this time. Which messages above all messages are we in need of seeing at this time of the new moon in Gemini? What messages above all messages are in the highest good of all to receive at the time of the new moon in Gemini? Okay, so as I said, there's 6 decks there. I'll be pulling cards from each of them. All the decks are listed below. Details of personal readings are listed below. Where to contact me, what I offer. I do offer full moon and new moon readings if you are interested. If you are new here, please sit back and relax. For those of you that have been here before, welcome back. Okay. What do we need to know? What do we need to know at the time of this full moon? New moon, sorry. Okay. We are starting this reading off with the 2 of Cups. And as I was saying, this is what is happening at this time. Sorry, I'll just try and stop the glare. This new moon is so full of friendship, of relationships, of soul deep connections. This is your tribe coming in. This is what you are creating, and this is what this new moon is bringing. Yes, Venus is in retrograde, but being sensible, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, take things slowly. Use your discernment. There's nothing stopping you from starting to chat to people, to start to find your tribe, to start calling them in. They are coming. Just go slow. Don't rush. Keep your boundaries. Okay? You have your own personal space. You have your boundaries. Have respect for yourself, and those that come towards you will have respect for you. No need to be rushing into anything. Take it slow and get to know each other. Okay? So, anything more? What else? Okay, so what can you tell me about these 2 of Cups connections that are coming in for us at the time of this new moon? Okay, so we have the Justice card. And what that is just telling me is that this is your reward. This is what you are being rewarded with. Having done all the work, you've put all the work in, you've put in all the efforts, you have loved yourself to the point that you are now in a position to bring more love to you. You can give love, you can receive love. This is your just desserts. This is your reward for doing everything that you need to be doing. Okay, anything more? These cards, they're not coming out. I don't feel them. Because, yeah, I've got one there. But as I said, that Two of Cups, that is it. That is what this new moon is about. Actually, there's two there. We have one of my favourite cards in the deck, the Nine of Pentacles, that independence, that bit of a swagger, confident, self-assured, doesn't need anyone, but wants someone. Okay, now that can be, as I said, it's about relationships. It doesn't just need to be about that soul, that one person. This is calling in your tribe. So calling in friends, calling in people that are actually meet you on that soul level, your soul tribe, your soulmate. You do not need them. You are now in the position where you want them, because you are wanting that cherry on the top of your fabulous ice cream sundae that you have been building for yourself. And it came out with the world. Okay, this is independent. These two came out together. So there is the independent you, but that is changing. It's changing because you are not anymore going to be that solo warrior. You're not going to be, it doesn't mean lose your independence. It just means that instead of walking that path on your own, you've got someone there beside you that is supporting you. Be that one person, be that 4, 5, 6 people. You're not going to be on your own anymore. So I'll just ask for some clarifiers. Can we just have some clarifiers? Okay, let's have a look. What else do we need to know? Anything else? What else do we need to know? I think this is going to be a very quick read, to be quite honest. Let's have a look. I don't really feel I need to use this deck. Wheel of Fortune again. Oh, no, sorry, Wheel of Fortune. That's the world. The world bringing in those big changes. Wheel of Fortune bringing in the big changes. The world is more about the cycles. Sorry, I did actually see that. I envisioned that as the wheel. But it's very much that same sort of energy, that things go in a cycle, that everything has its season. And it's changing. Big changes. Okay, you've got the Wheel of Fortune there now as well. Anything more? Or is that just a silly question? What do we have? The Hanged Man. Okay, so yeah, things are changing. It's because you've changed your point of view. You've seen things differently now. That's why the changes are coming, because previously you see and view relationships differently. You were expecting something more from them. You was expecting them to bring you happiness. But now you've gone out, you've sought that happiness yourself. You've got that independence. You've got everything that you want. And now you realise that you just want someone to bring that little bit extra to you. Okay. So, moving on, I'm going to ask for a card from the Moonology deck. What do we have from this Moonology deck? What a card. There we go. Hold your vision. Okay, so whatever you are desiring, whatever you are wanting from your friends, from relationships, etc., just set the intention, hold that vision. Don't sway from it. Don't start thinking about past relationships, because obviously where our intention goes, where our vision is, that is what you will draw to you, because the divine doesn't distinguish between what we want and what we don't want. It just brings to you what you're focused on. So make sure you are holding that vision of the good stuff that you want to come to you, rather than focusing on the past. Okay, weekly reading was very much about releasing, letting it all go before this new moon comes in, because it's good. It's very good. Everywhere I look at the moment, it is just love and relationships. It's important at this time. Okay, so Queen of the Moon deck. What message do we have from the Queen of the Moon? Oops. That's too many. Which one message above all messages? Let's have a look. Just one message. What one message above all messages do we need to see from this deck? That's too many. One message. Just one message. Anything more? There we go. Blossoming. Okay. This is both you and the relationships that you are bringing into your life. You are blossoming. You are starting to bloom. It is card number 33. I don't very often take notes of the numbers. But 33 is the number of the Ascended Masters. So you are being helped. This is sort of like destiny. They are bringing in someone who is important in your life. Now, obviously, with relationships, it can be, I was saying very much about relationships, about friendships, but this could also be about business partners, etc. So whoever is coming to you now, it is the start. It is just the start of a new friendship, a new relationship that is starting to blossom. Okay, it is new. It is very fertile. I'm feeling as well, she's sitting there and she's playing a violin, and I've been drawn quite a lot to the cello at the moment, and it's just the sound of those stringed instruments, how harmonious, how peaceful they are. And they are harmonious and peaceful, but they're very powerful as well. And I think this is just, it's the whole energy, what is surrounding us at the moment. The retrograde, as I said, is telling us to take our time, and it is very much focused on not rushing. And with the violin playing, I am just feeling very peaceful, very relaxed, very going with the flow and seeing where it leads. Okay, not rushing, because it's blossoming, and it is going to blossom because it is blossoming. Okay, it's not sort of like, it's not saying it's growing. It's not. I like the word blossoming because it is coming up and it is going to be something beautiful. Blossoming is beautiful, something that you will really look forward to. So now I'm going to ask for a crystal. What crystal at the time of this new moon? What could support us at this time? What crystal? Love quartz, rose quartz, possibly. Right, we have petalite. I actually had to look there because that reminded me very much of the rose quartz as I was talking about the rose quartz. The key words are angelic, uplifting, harmony. Okay, and that's what I was saying. I was getting that very peaceful, harmonious energy from that violin there. And it's a pale green or pink. It is expensive and rare, so you may want to opt for the rose quartz. It says, okay, Petalite is an angel stone. It opens up the channels of communication, facilitating angelic healing and wisdom. It works closely with the endocrine system in the body, which corresponds to the 7 main chakras, and thus promotes the raising of energy and consciousness to the highest spiritual level. In this way, it enhances all psychic gifts, protecting the wearer during visionary quests and meditation. It helps to align the spiritual, mental and physical bodies, bringing peace and a sense of calm. Drawing this card signifies your psychic or spiritual work will develop more quickly. Be open to spiritual or angelic messages. Okay, so that is for all of us. The week reading that I did was very much about us opening up to receive more, and this is saying about opening yourself up to receive more. Now, what I'm feeling, because we are calling in that soul tribe, that soulmate, if you are very spiritual, that is what you will be drawing to you. Okay, so we are looking at people that are very like-minded as you. They are the people that you can be your true, authentic self with. There's not going to be any, you're not going to feel like you have to hide yourself. If you can be your true self, then that's the way you need to be. Okay, that is what is going to be welcomed with this new soul tribe that are coming in. These are people that are not going to be judging you. You're going to be able to relax. You're going to be able to be yourself. So I'm just going to call for one last card from the Goddess Power deck. What final message do we have at the time of this new moon in Gemini? What final message do we have for this reading? And there we go. We have Kali, liberation. Okay, so this relationship will lift you to that higher ground, to that higher consciousness, is what I'm feeling. You will feel liberated. You will, although in a way we had that independent image there, and we said about the changes coming in so that you've got someone beside you, this person is going to lift you up as well. This is someone, I'm getting very much that you've come so far on your journey and you've reached a certain stage. And with this other person coming in, when you two join in union, when you join your tribe even, it is very much going to then lift both of you up again. It is like your souls will recognize each other, because I am feeling very strongly past life connections here. I'm feeling very strongly that this is the energy of meant to be. And when you're friends, you know if you're meant to be friends. Okay, and that's the energy that is coming in at this time. So we are looking at number 26. It reduces down to 8. It is Kali. And liberation. Okay, so I'll hold it so you can draw in the energy. There we go. That's better. Okay. Empowerment message. You're being invited by the Hindu goddess of liberation and revolution, Kali, to address the aspects of your own shadow nature that have held you hostage to old ideas that no longer serve who you want to become. You can no longer define yourself by your victim story and expect to succeed in your life. There is a beauty in liberation. that is deep, fierce, and courageous. It rises up from the willingness to break the chains of the past in order to transform into something new. You may be afraid to set boundaries with others, but the goddess Kali has come to lend you her daggers, for you must cut ties with the familiar ideas about life that have determined your place in the world up until now. Have you been holding back on shining in the world because you are afraid of the reprisal and judgment of others? This helps no one. You must step into life, authentic and glowing. Refuse to allow the potential judgment of others to affect you. Every day, claim your power to liberate yourself from caring what others think. When you are asking for the wisdom to live and contribute, to do no harm, and to serve for the highest good of all, none of this matters, even if you must tear down what has been built. Kali will help you whenever you need to be courageous, even when you are most afraid. Be fierce and be loving and be willing to learn. Life will respond in miraculous ways. Alignment message. When resentment and anger festers below the surface, the unprocessed emotions simmer until they boil over. It's easy to project anger, envy, and ancient inherent rage on others we perceive as the source of our discontent. When something triggers those emotions, we can project onto strangers as well as the people closest to us. Nobody wins when so much pain is unleashed in the world. Take heart, for you are not alone. Know that rage and fury must have a place to be expressed, and you can use this energy to make something extraordinary and find a new way. The fierce liberation goddess Kali offers her daggers to help you cut the ties to stories you tell about your past once you have expressed and processed them. No matter what your conditions, your alignment task is to find a way to channel this rage, this anger, these feelings into creativity. Make something of it, of yourself, so you don't create destruction just because you can. Be willing to be teachable, even if it feels uncomfortable. When you know more, you can do better. Be willing to take full accountability for the energy you bring to the world. Kali knows the fierce, dark love she brings you will not always be comfortable, and the process of transformation requires rigorous self-honesty. You have what it takes. Now make something meaningful and be someone you're proud of. Okay, so that is the message from that card. Obviously, it will resonate differently with each of you, but the bit that I picked up on is you may be afraid to set boundaries with others. And as I was saying, this is a time to keep your boundaries in place. Don't let someone bring them down. Don't go back to how it's been in the past. If you haven't kept your boundaries up in the past for fear of people not liking you, for fear of people moving on without you, etc., don't do it now. It's time to keep those boundaries high. As I've said, with the retrograde, it's a good time to take things slowly. Okay? It lasts for about 7 to 8 weeks, including the shadow period. Take that time just to get to know people. Don't be rushing in. Don't be doing things that you will regret. Use your discernment. Take care of yourselves, okay? Because it is coming. We are bringing in these new relationships, these friendships, these soulmates that belong with us, okay? And it's time to really embrace it and but just be you. Be you. Don't hide. There's nothing to hide, okay? These people are the people for you. Okay, so I hope that has resonated with lots of you. That, to me, this new moon it's perfect. It's just what we need. We need this boost. We need to know that we've got people around us that are supporting us even if we can do it on our own. We don't have to, okay? So until next time, you take care. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.